The doctor we got acquainted with at Evergreen was Dr. Hollister. Boy, oh boy, did we enjoy him. He was young. Don't know how long he'd been at Evergreen. But he's a great guy. With him, you knew you had a doctor, and you knew your wife had a doctor, and your kids had a doctor. And you knew you had the kind of doctor that if your school kids, your faculty, if anybody needed him, he would be there for them. The kind of doctor that's pretty hard to find now as medicine has gotten more and more complicated and sophisticated. A couple of examples. One time, Donna's aunt was up to visit us. And in the room that we'd assigned to her, there was a fairly tall, 4 or 5 drawer chest. It was probably 5 feet, 6 feet tall. Well, she left her X-Lax on top of there, and our little Rhonda, I think, went in there and pulled a few drawers out just a little bit for stair steps. So she got up there. You know, she liked that candy shade at all. Don't know how much it was, but when Aunt Jessie saw that it was missing, she said, "Ooh, listen, that could be bad." Yes, that could be bad. Called Dr. Hollister. You know, this is well after office hours. It's probably dark 30. He said, "Take her to my office immediately. I'll meet you there." Boy, we took her right down. He was there, beat us there. Took her right in, gave her an emetic, and pretty quick she vomits and vomits and vomits, lots of chocolate-colored stuff. I said, "Take her home, push fluids, she should be all right," and she was. Thank God for Dr. Hollister. Thank God for Jessie having sense enough to say, hey, if she'd kept her mouth shut, we might have lost our daughter. Thank God for Dr. Hollister, and thank you, Dr. Hollister. Well, another time, I don't know just what the boys had been up to that morning, but I'm pretty sure there was horseplay involved. But in view of what happened, I didn't try to find out. All I know is that the secretary sent somebody to find me there before school started and said, "Hurry, they need you at the office." I get over there, and the secretary says, "Smokey's arm's cut bad." I said, "Let me see." And the kid turned, and that's when I realized somebody's holding on to his arm. And she said, "Don't turn that loose." She said when they were coming over here, she said, I went out to meet them to open the door, and I said, "What's going on?" And they took the finger off of that arm, and the blood spurted for several feet. And she might have exaggerated, but an artery had been cut. Those boys were, at least some of them, Boy Scouts, and they knew what to do. So, by being careful to keep pressure on and getting him down to Dr. Hollister, I don't even think he missed a half a day of school. But he could have bled to death in minutes. 3 cheers for those boys, 3 cheers for our smart secretary, and thank you, Dr. Hollister. Well, another time, late in the school day, last period of the day, I'm sure, the PE teacher either trusted somebody that he'd assigned to pull the rings up, you know, where they get up there and with their arms in the rings perform gymnastic feats. It's one of the big features in the gymnastics things. Those rings weren't put up. So the kids are dressing out, heading out to the bus. There's one little guy, I can see his face, can't recall his name, but he was not one of our heavyweights. He was one of the lightly built, smaller boys. He evidently decided, hey, I'm going to give that a try. And I'm sure what he did is he jumped for it and maybe caught by one end, maybe he didn't catch it all. Whatever he did, when he came to the office, he was in great pain, and it was very obvious. Just above the wrist. I don't think even that far. Just above the wrist. I don't even know how you can break a wrist there. His arm was broken there. You could see it was broken there. Ooh, man. So I go in and call Dr. Hollister, tell him what we've got. I kind of think maybe you want to come down and take care of him right there. He said, "You got to be kidding. You're a medic. You get that arm splinted and get him up here. Okay. Sorry, sir. So I went into the library and got a big, nice, heavy magazine and had somebody get me some tape and help me and rolled that magazine tight around his arm, taped it down. Excellent splint. So we go down. I take him down. In the meantime, the secretary's called the mother and asked her to come on in and meet us at the doctor's office. Take him down. I'm just sitting out there in the anteroom, you know, waiting patiently to turn him over to his mother. Already turned him over to the doctor. And the nurse comes out and says, Dr. Hollister wants you to come in here. Okay. And I go in and he said, look, he said, that is a hard place to sit. And he said, the nurse can't hold him for me to pull hard enough to align that arm. So my job was to hold the kid while he pulls and lines, and then she slaps the cast on it, then they go x-ray, and he come back, and I think we did it 3 times, and he finally said, okay, that's it. We'll have to take him down tonight and do surgery to set that arm. As far as I know, it all came out all right. But again, right there, knew what to do, knew his limitations. Well, he's the kind of doctor that I wish we could find a lot more of those general practitioners. I guess the money's not there and the life's not there because of people like me that would call you so often and you got to go down and run your evening, run your weekends, and so on. But thank you, Dr. Hollister. God bless you. I bet he had a great career.